Hey guys, welcome to the Bibbity Bobbity vlog. Today is April 10th, 2018, 112 days until my move to California. This vlog is about finding real magic in daily life. And I wanted to show you guys something about living the life of your dreams. So come with me. These are my vision boards, as you can see. So my move is to Southern California. As you see, I have the California flag, Redondo Beach, Hermosa Beach, California. And I just wanted to show you a vision board. And I wanted to show you like the power of having a vision board, because actually like I have these vision boards kind of scattered throughout my house. And it's really powerful because, you know, the law of attraction says what you move toward is what you manifest. See my moving boxes too? And so I just wanted to show you that. I've got a little bit more of the vision board around there. And that's just something I wanted to show you guys before we sit down and have our vlog, because I'm not very good at walking around with vlogging yet, but I'm trying to get the hang of it, guys. So here we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the vlog. So today, day 2 of the Bibbity Bobbity vlog has been totally crazy. Today started out with a little bit of a snafu, with a little bit of a problem, and it kind of threw me for a loop. Now, let me just tell you this, that I've been working on my quest for positivity. I've been working a lot on staying positive even when things go wrong, when things that I don't anticipate go wrong. But for me today, just for a split second, for about 5 to 10 minutes, something happened that I'm not going to go into great detail about, but something happened that I could have prevented from happening on one hand, but on the other hand, I had been praying about it and meditating about it, and I had asked my angel guidance. And if you know a little bit about real magic, you know about talking to your angels and your angel guidance, which I do. And if you haven't tried it yet, go ahead and try it. And that's what I always say, just try it. Try talking to your angels. And so I had been asking for guidance on this, and really the messages that I kept getting back were like, trust, trust, it's okay, trust, 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 trust. So I trusted, and then this thing occurred, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I could have actually prevented this from happening had I known, and had I not gone into this like total surrender and trust. And I got really angry about it at first. I was like, oh my gosh, why did you guys tell me to trust when this happened and now I have to deal with this? And I was so upset because I was like, this takes me a little bit of a step back just for today. It's not like the global picture overall with the move to California that it's going to set me back. But I was just like really disappointed. I was like, why did this have to happen? So let me just tell you this, like if there's something that you keep repeating again and again and again, like a behavioral pattern that you keep repeating again, and it could be just something really small. Like let's say you have a new puppy and your mom or dad or spouse or something says like, hey, before you go to work, before you go to school, like you really need to let the puppy out. And then you forget and you just leave for work or school. And then you come home and the puppy like pees or poops all over the house. And then now you have to go and clean it up. And that happens like 1 to 5 times, and your significant other or spouse or mom or dad like gets super annoyed as these little teeny things keep like accumulating. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, you can't keep the puppy now. And so do you realize that like each little thing that accumulates can lead to something bigger thing? Like if you have a key, like we have a key that we hide outside of the house so that people that come into the house that are part of the family can actually come in if they don't have a key or if they forget their key. And so let's say you have a key on the outside of the house and you forget your key all the time, and you take the key that's hidden on the outside of the house and you put it inside the house, but it's not outside of the house for the next person when they lose their key or they forget to bring their keys. And then those little annoyances kind of build up. So this is one of those little annoyances that actually happened, but it affected me like on a deeper level. So like it affected me on like a level that could have been prevented. And it's something that it's kind of a pattern that I have repeated. When I really thought about it, it was a pattern that I had repeated. And so what I did was like I had to stop and take a step back, and I was like super annoyed, and I was like, oh, why does this keep happening? And so then what happened was I had to stop and think, and I really stopped to think, well, what in the future can I do different to prevent this from happening? So even if I need to trust the universe, trust God, and then what can I do directly so that this never happens again? And so I really kind of created a plan so it would never happen again. But meanwhile, looking for the real magic in this situation is what happened was I had to go into my office and get a paper that related to like logging into a website that I had to take care of this business, and I was looking through my drawer to like actually find the login for the website that I had to go to. And so I did that. I logged in, I took care of the problem. Unfortunately, it's gonna like cost me a little bit of money, you know, that I wasn't anticipating on spending. So anyway, it cost me a little. It was a mistake on my part. And I went back into my office because I volunteer teach a yoga class at a rehab center every Tuesday morning. And I went back into my office, and guess what was on the floor? Like, I only took that paper. Like, I didn't do anything else in the office. I literally took that paper and carried it into the kitchen. And when I went back into my office because I needed to get my iPad for the class I was teaching, guess what was on the floor of my office? It was this little Post-it note. And the Post-it note is a Bible quote from Proverbs that I must have written. I don't know how many months ago I wrote this. Maybe a year ago, maybe several months ago. But it was there in the middle of my floor. There's nothing else on my floor except for a chair. And this little Post-it note was on my floor. So I knew that that was my real magic for today. So here is what it says. It's Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take." Could that be any more perfect for my situation? So, okay, remember in the beginning, I said there was this thing and I had prayed about it, and I said, could you guys help me? Like, angels and God, could you help me? Like, do I need to do anything about this right now? And the message I got back was like, no, trust that it's fine. Then this thing happened that's going to cost me. And then I got angry with God and the angels. I was like, why did this happen? Why? And I could have prevented this from happening. Like, why did this happen? And then I get this note, this real magic note that says trust. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. And so then I had to think about the meaning of that. I had to think about, like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? Because I did trust, and then it didn't happen. So it led me to believe that, you know, God puts things into your life, even if they're bad things or like little annoyances, bad things, not like monumental bad things necessarily, but like little annoyances to help you with course correction, to help you with like path correction. So for me, what this meant was that this little annoying thing that I could have prevented is something that I could have prevented like many times in the past, meaning that maybe there were things that I could have done in order to prevent this particular thing from happening again. And maybe this is God's way of telling me, I want you to fix this now. Like, I wanted this to happen yet one more time in order for you to learn the lesson so that it never happens again. Do you get it? So like, I think that's what this was about. This was about me having to sit down and write out a plan as to how this was never going to happen again, so that in the future, I can be free from this specific annoyance. Does that make sense? So let's just take the example of the puppy again. So let's say you have this new puppy and your spouse or your mom or dad says, hey, could you take the puppy out before we're going to work or school? And you forget like once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and the dog just like poops in the house. And then like the 5th time, the other person in your household, mom, dad, whatever, say you can't keep the puppy, we have to give it back. And then you're like sad because now you don't have a puppy. And so I think it's like that. It's like, so if you learn your lesson, then the next time you get a puppy, then you're like, okay, I'm going to be responsible for this thing all the time, so this never happens again. And so really, I believe that that is exactly what happened to me because of that. So that was my lesson for today, guys. It kind of sucked. It really did suck. But like, hopefully things will iron themselves out. Hopefully it'll work out quickly so I don't have to deal with this situation. Hopefully it's not going to affect anything in my plans moving forward. So I'm just crossing my fingers that everything will be fine. I need to keep an optimistic and positive attitude, because having an attitude of gratitude even in the tough times. So like, I'm thankful for this situation that happened, because then I know I don't have to live through it again. So just having gratitude for that situation, that's really what I'm trying to keep in mind here. So super busy day. I've had 2 radio interviews. I have 2 scheduled. I had one earlier. I have another one coming up at 3:30. I have a book signing tomorrow. If you guys are anywhere near Richmond, Virginia, at Fondin Bookstore, it's at 6:30 p.m. and I'm going to be there at 6:15. It's a book reading and questions and answers, and you can get a book signed. It's the Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy book. I'll have the link below so you can see that. And if you're in Loudoun County, Virginia, I also have a book signing on Saturday at noon, which is April 14th at, I think it's April. Yeah, it's April 14th at Loudoun, at 1 Loudoun. I always call it Loudoun 1. I don't know why. It's in, I think that's Lee's, either Ashburn or, I think it's Ashburn, Virginia. So it's 1 Loudoun, Barnes & Noble Books. So I have that book signing on Saturday, April 14th, 2018. Again, today is April 10th, 2018. 112 days until my move to California, or less. I always say I'll let God guide me. Okay, so another bit of real magic I found is this is not today though, so I'm kind of cheating here, but not really, because it's still real magic. I was packing a bookshelf that I hadn't really touched. I mean, it had a lot of photo albums in it, and we had photos up in it, and we actually have little angels that I kept the angels there. But I was cleaning up, and this was probably last week sometime. I think it was during my son's spring break. I was cleaning up that bookshelf and just packing stuff. And here's what I found. And this is our quote, our inspirational quote for today. And it says, dream. And it's a quote by Thoreau. And it says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagined. Now, I've heard a lot of variations of this quote. That's why I almost said, live your life on purpose. And it's actually, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagined. And so I love that. So what I did was, even though this has been in a shelf for 8 years, we actually moved here in May of 2010. So it's been almost 8 years that it's been inside of a bookshelf, and I never hung it up. I've now taken this, I didn't pack it yet, I've taken this and I put it in the downstairs bathroom so that I can see it every day. So isn't that perfect for the magic that's happening all around me and the magic that's happening all around you? So thanks so much for joining me today, and please go out there and find your real magic in your daily life. Thank you so much. Share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.